Today, let's tie one of the easiest deer hair caddis patterns that I know. If you're intimidated by tying dry flies, this is a great pattern to get started. We'll use a Fulling Mill 50/50 dry fly black nickel barbless hook. For thread, we're going to use light brown Orvis 6/0, but any light brown thread will do. Attach your thread onto the hook and bring it back to just where the hook starts to bend. Cut off your extra thread here, and then we're going to reach for our dubbing. For this fly, we're going to use Fly Right's chocolate brown, extra fine poly dubbing. It's really good for dry flies. Take some of that dubbing out and make a noodle about 2 inches long. You want to make it super thin, so make sure you twist it on really tight. You can use a bit of dubbing wax on the thread to help keep it tight. Then dub that onto your hook and make a nice even body. Remember, you want to keep it pretty thin. And we'll bring that all the way up until just about an eye length behind the eye of the hook. Now for the wing, we're going to take some bleached deer hair. I'm going to bring my thread back just a little bit into the dubbing. And I just cut off just a little bit of the deer hair. I find keeping it sparse keeps things a bit neater. So I'll measure that so it's just a little bit beyond the bend of the hook. Now with my left hand, hold everything in place while I tie that on. You want to do a couple loose straps before cinching it down so that things don't splay out too much. Then cut off your extra. Then cut off the splayed deer hair at the front of the fly. Wrap your thread around a few more times to cinch things down. And give it a little bit more of a haircut until everything looks nice and neat. With your thread now, you want to cover everything up, build a nice little head there. You can always readjust the deer hair to make sure that it's sitting on top of the fly, which I'll do here in a bit. For the wing, I'm going to take one ginger feather from a rooster hackle, tie that in right on top of the hook, and then bring my thread forward, creating a nice little head where I'm going to wrap my hackle. And then you could either use hackle pliers, or if you have a nice long feather like this, sometimes I like to just use my fingers to keep a bit more control. Once you get the feather to just behind the eye of the hook, tie it off and cut off the extra. Grab your whip finish tool. Do a 3 to 4 turn whip finish. Keep everything in place. Tie it down. And cut your thread free. Now you can trim off any of those misplaced barbils from the hackle wrapping. Make everything look nice and neat. Add a little bit of head cement, and here you have it. One of the simplest deer hair caddis patterns that I know. Happy tying!